Hi everyone, my name is Brian. Welcome to the channel. Make sure you subscribe and click that like button. All right, now this Disney superfan wrote an opinion article about his feelings on all the changes, the woke changes going on at Disney parks worldwide. And everyone is giving this guy grief, but me, because I think he's made some valid points, and I want to hear your thoughts about this too. So leave your comments below. Tell me your thoughts on all of this. And I got a couple other things that I want to bring up too, that I want to be able to read your comments about, okay? This, let's see here, let's go with this article. Disney World superfan says companies' woke decisions are ruining the guest experience. And this is a quote: "The next time I ride Jungle Cruise, I will not be thinking about the gloriously entertaining puns of the skippers. I will be thinking about Disney's political agenda." A Disney World superfan is rethinking his commitment to the theme park giant and its host city over the company's new woke policies to foster a more inclusive environment. In an Orlando Sentinel op-ed, Jonathan Van Boos-Carrick said he and his family's vacation time at the theme park costs, well, way too much money. No one disagrees with that, right? But lately he feels the park has capitulated to political forces while abandoning its mission of providing guests with an immersion experience. And I would add to that, a total immersion experience is what you go for at the Disney parks. Disney is forgetting that guest immersion is at the core of its business model, he wrote. "When I stand in Galaxy's Edge or Fantasyland, I know I am in a theme park, but through immersion and my willingness to set the real world aside, something magical happens." Would you guys agree with that? I'd agree with that. "The spell is broken when the immersive experience is shattered by the real world," he added. And boy, has Disney been breaking the immersion. Messages to Disney World were not immediately returned. This is an article at Fox News I'm reading from. He's a Christian Republican from North Las Vegas, Nevada. He cited the new policies that he said permit cast members to display tattoos, wear inclusive uniforms, and display inclusive haircuts. He also said Disney was taking a woke scalpel to areas of the park like the Jungle Cruise. All right, now let's stop here. Cast members displaying tattoos, wear inclusive uniforms, display inclusive haircuts, and there's also been some changes with jewelry. I think with earrings, they can wear multiple earrings now per ear. Here's the deal, all right? He's absolutely right. Disney is an immersion experience. Starting when you set foot on Main Street, you're supposed to be setting foot at around 1900, the turn of the century, 1900, not the turn of the century 2000, into Walt Disney's hometown, right? Isn't that what you're supposed to be? And, you know, if you are on Main Street, USA, and all of a sudden cast members have tattoos, multiple earrings, does that look like Main Street, USA in 1900? I don't think so. It loses the immersion. Same goes for haircuts, too. Now, of course, if tattoos are your thing, you know, maybe they could have you work over on Pirates of the Caribbean or something. But I think this tattoo, you know, I think a lot of the problem with tattoos that Disney is having is tattoos are all in now. Now, for full disclosure, I have no tattoos. But tattoos, it's probably getting more and more difficult to find people to hire that don't have tattoos. But they've been hiring people with tattoos. They've just been making them cover them up. So tattoos take you out of the fantasy, right? Take you out of That's why they have the utilidors. You've all heard the story. The reason there are utilidors, those are the, you know, really the first floor. People call it underground, but it's really above ground because it's in Florida. You know, like the park is the second floor. But the utilidors, you've heard the story, most of you have. The reason there's utilidors is to keep you in the immersion. There's a story that Walt Disney was in Disneyland, and he saw someone from another land and another in a costume from the land they work in and a land they didn't work in, and it took you out of the immersion of that land. I've heard sometimes it was a cowboy in Tomorrowland or a Tomorrowland employee in Frontierland. I've heard different stories, but we've all heard that story, right? And that's why they have utilidors, so that you don't see cast members in uniform in a land that they don't work in because of the immersion. And what they're at, and those utilidors came at a big price too, right? That wasn't some cheap thing that Disney put together for a total immersion experience. And this, without question, is taking you out of the total immersion experience. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments. The opinion piece also notes changes to Pirates of the Caribbean and statements from the company that it must change Splash Mountain because of its association with Song of the South, a 1946 film that some say depicts negative cultural stereotypes. Now, I remember when Splash Mountain opened. I know, I've been around a while. And I was surprised they did that too, because Disney pretty much banned, before, back in the days of laser discs and VHS, they banned Song of the South. And I actually, when I was a little kid back in the 70s, saw a double feature at a movie theater, Bambi and Song of the South. But on VHS and the Laserdisc days and all that, it was, everybody that had them had bootleg copies of it, and they banned it. And I was very surprised, and it's always surprised me, that they built not just one Splash Mountain, but they have them at multiple parks around Song of the South. That was always surprising to me, but they did it. And it's a fun ride, and I don't think most people that ride it think about the movie Song of the South when they ride Splash Mountain, but it's a change. It's a change. He noted that corporations have always made politically motivated decisions, mostly out of a desire to make a profit. But sometimes it is due to the values of the people in the corporation. The difference today is that the company runs to social media to inform everybody or everyone that a move had been made for political reasons, he said. At the end of the piece, he warned Disney that customers will stop flocking to the park if it continues to put politics over the guest experience. Disney World is going to lose us as customers if it continues down this path, he said. I do not want to have Disney World taken away from us because Disney cares more about politics than happy guests. When it launched its Disney Plus streaming service last year, the company did not include films or included warnings with certain films that said they would show negative depictions or mistreatment of people and cultures. Listen, Disney parks and Disney rides are always changing. So, changing Splash Mountain's not that big of a deal to me. I think Tiana deserves her own unique, fresh ride, not a rehash ride that'll be the same ride with some different things on it. And some of the things that are there now, I'm sure, will still be around. I don't think that really accomplishes what Disney's trying to do. But I don't like the tattoo policy. I don't like the tattoo policy, except for those that work on Pirates of the Caribbean, because pirates have tattoos. And this is a cast member on Main Street, USA. This photograph has really been making the rounds. Now, she's had to cover up her tattoos with long sleeves. And hey, listen, I live in Florida, and I know when I go to Disney World in the summer, it's pretty darn hot, no doubt about it. And she's had to wear long sleeves to cover up her tattoos, and now she can be free. Nothing against her, nothing against her tattoos, but I really don't like the idea of going down Main Street, USA, and seeing modern-day tattoos. I don't. I think it takes you out of the experience, not to mention the tan line from the socks can take you out of the experience, too. It's, of course. But this takes you out of the experience. And I don't really think this is appropriate for the whole immersion experience. I don't. Now, that's just me. You let me know what you think in the comments, all right? And again, a lot of it, as I say, probably has to do with so many people have tattoos now. It's becoming difficult. And they still do have some restrictions. No neck tattoos, no face tattoos, or anything like that. But I think this is too much. This isn't some little tiny thing that's at the bottom of the wrist or something. This is, in my opinion, too much. What do you guys think? Let me know. Now, one last thing. This is something new. allears.net is where this story is at. Disney will remove guests using profanity or offensive language. Similar to the guidelines of Walt Disney World, Disneyland will be requiring guests to have face masks when they open. That's very, that's a thing. Now, I got to tell you, the face mask policy at Disney World here is getting a little tough. I don't go as much as I used to because it's so hot. I usually have 3 hours, maybe 4, 3 or 4 hours, about all I can handle, and then I'm out of there. So, you got to wear the face mask. The face masks are probably going to be around for a long time at the Disney parks. And also, I think this reservation system to go to the parks is going to stay. I really do. I think they might keep that for years to come. I hope they bring back the Fast Pass, though. Okay, now here we go. There's one additional oh, by the way, you can be kicked out if you refuse to wear your face mask. And there's one additional violation that can get you kicked out of the park. According to Disneyland's website, Disney will also remove guests who use profanity or offensive language towards cast members or other guests from the resort area. And here's the official rule. Disney reserves the right to require a guest to leave if they are not properly wearing an approved face covering. I did see a guy refused entry at Epcot because he was wearing a neck gaiter. And I don't know if they've changed that, but they had a no neck gaiter policy, and he was plenty ticked. He went back to his car, huffing and puffing and yelling. And this, using profanity or offensive language towards our cast members or other guests or violating any other park rules. This is very vague. This is very vague. Now, of course, no one, including me, I do not approve people being disrespectful to guests or cast members. I'm respectful to everyone. I know you guys are too. But with that being said, the way things are changing at Disney, it seems they're changing things to make the cast members happier than they are the guests. And, one of the things about Disney World, Walt Disney World, because I'm in Florida, that's where I go, I never heard, until they reopened last year in July, I never heard from a cast member the word no, ever, in all the years I've been going to Walt Disney World. And with the reopening, I asked to sit in the front row on Thunder Mountain, and they said no. And they do that elsewhere too. They don't let you just, used to be able, you go in the mine train, I want to sit in the back, I want to sit in the front. No. Now they might be relaxing that now a little bit, but hearing no, that kind of takes you out of the immersion too. The word no. And I don't like this. I don't approve anyone using profanity towards cast members and guests, okay? Being abusive. I don't approve of that. But what I don't like is more and more rules that benefit cast members, not the guest, that are paying big money to be there. You get my drift? Disney is about the guest. It's about an immersive experience, and it looks like we're getting away from that quite a bit. Hey, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about everything in the comments. Agree or disagree are welcome. I read them all. My name's Brian. Make sure you subscribe and click that like button, all right? I'll talk to you next time.